Can you refreeze thawed freezer meals? Have you ever wondered if you can refreeze those delicious freezer meals you prepared? This is a common question in home cooking meal planning. Let's break it down so you can feel confident in your kitchen. Refreezing thawed freezer meals is possible, but there are some important guidelines to follow. The first thing to consider is how the food was thawed. If you thawed your meal in the refrigerator and it stayed at or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, it is generally safe to refreeze. This method keeps the food out of the temperature danger zone where bacteria can grow. However, keep in mind that every time you freeze and thaw food, it can lose moisture. This can affect the texture and flavor, especially in meats, vegetables, and baked goods. They may become drier or less appealing after being refrozen. If you used cold water or a microwave to thaw your meal, you should cook it before refreezing. These methods can cause parts of the food to reach unsafe temperatures. Cooking helps eliminate any bacteria that may have started to grow during thawing. Now, if your food was left at room temperature for more than 2 hours, or 1 hour if it was above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, it should not be refrozen. Bacteria can multiply quickly at these temperatures, and some produce toxins that cooking cannot destroy. When planning your freezer meals, it is helpful to label them with the date and contents. If you need to thaw a meal, move it to the refrigerator well in advance. If you decide not to use it, you can refreeze it as long as it stayed cold and was handled safely. For thawed vegetables, consider cooking them into a soup or stew before refreezing. This helps maintain their quality. Bakery items like bread and cookies can also be refrozen, but expect them to be drier. Fruits can be refrozen if they still smell and taste good, but their texture may change. Making jam from thawed fruit is a great way to use them before refreezing. In summary, you can refreeze thawed freezer meals if they were thawed and stored properly. Always prioritize safe thawing methods and keep food cold to minimize risks. While quality may decline with each freeze-thaw cycle, careful handling and planning can help you make the most of your freezer meals.